Where is Placerville, Old Hangtown? Located in the heart of the Sierra foothills, where gold was discovered in California and grapes planted soon thereafter. 2.5 hours from San Francisco, an hour and a half from Napa, 40 minutes from Sacramento, and less than an hour from world-famous Lake Tahoe. The history is rich around Gold Hill Vineyard. In the nearby American River, James Marshall discovered the nugget that started the California Gold Rush. Agriculturalists of the Gold Rush days soon discovered the area's fine soils. They planted vineyards and other fruit crops. About a mile away from the modern Gold Hill Winery, Robert Chalmers opened one of the earliest California wineries in 1866. The promise of the Gold Hill soils for producing superb wine grapes was rediscovered in the late 1960s when Gold Hill wines were reintroduced from UC Davis experimental plantings. Early 1980s. Family-owned Gold Hill was started by Hank Badges in the early 80s. He first started making wine in the early 70s in the basement of his home in Palo Alto. His wife gave him a home wine making kit and the passion was ignited. We still have a bottle of his first vintage. He was a natural chemist and entrepreneur. He tinkered with winemaking in the basement, and we stomped grapes in the backyard in trash bins. Yes, that is how wine is made. It was always an incredibly fun time. What we really remember in our hearts is that he loved it. There was something about it that fed his soul. He had a big head which was always firing on all cylinders. A friend of his from the Bay Area mentioned a property in the Gold Hill area that he should come look at. He did, and the deal was sealed. This was the early 80s, when there was only a handful of wineries in El Dorado County. He bought the land seeing potential and tax benefits from being a farmer. The only grapes that were planted when he purchased the land are the vines on the driveway as you enter. The pioneer of grapes in El Dorado County, Greg Boger, was instrumental in helping guide Hank in his endeavor. Hank was a determined man and never let up. He had a vision and a dream. He knew that the soil and climate of the Sierra foothills was perfect for growing grapes. The property was all oak trees and rocks when he purchased it. He and his daughters came up from the Bay Area on weekends to work. He talked to fellow winemakers and vineyard owners at a time when it was a very collaborative county. His daughters helped plant vines, lay irrigation pipe, and work the fields to grow to the 50 acres planted today. They learned to drive a tractor before a car. Here, at an elevation of 1,500 feet, were planted Cabernet Sauvignon, Johannesburg Riesling, and Semillon. Muscat and Ruby Cabernet experiments were also undertaken. The fine wines produced by Gold Hill today evidence the immense success of these experiments. The emphasis at Gold Hill is on producing the highest quality grapes possible in the foothills. The hillside vineyards are variable, being deep and well-drained and granitic soils for Chardonnay and Cabernet grapes, yet in harsh, rocky soils for Merlot. Cool air flows down through the steep terraces to keep the grapes crisp and sweet. Additional acreage was planted in 1981 to emphasize Chardonnay on the north-facing slopes and Cabernet Sauvignon looking south. The staff, most importantly, is the family who has helped for 4 decades. Call it dumb luck, talent, or both, but Hank got the best family from Mexico one could ever ask for. Over the years, the Roa family has helped create the vineyard and has maintained the Gold Hill property for 40+ years. 4 generations of the same family now live on the property. The core group of workers that live on the site know the grapes are growing before they grow. They know it's going to rain before it does. They know the land due to experience and love for it. They are family. The location. Gold Hill Vineyard boasts one of the most sensational and picturesque winery settings in the Sierra Nevada foothills. Majestic views overlook the hills of Coloma and the American River Valley, where world-renowned whitewater rafting is popular. The winery deck is 25 feet above the vineyard, sloping toward a pond, creeks, and the American River. Wedding parties, corporate events, and fundraisers have been held in this fabulous setting, making use of Gold Hill's 2,500 square foot tasting room, the lower pond area, or at various scenic locations throughout the property. Brewery. In the early 2000s, Gold Hill teamed up with budding brewer Jim Gowan to establish Gold Hill Brewery in one corner of the winery. There, Gowan turned out 3 kinds of beer: a sweet and bright and hoppy Gold Trail Pale Ale, a sweet and smoky Accent Pick Stout, and the richest, toastiest, and most complex member of the trio, the 49er Red Ale. Bottling the beers in 1-liter refillable old-fashioned brown glass jugs with ceramic caps. What makes us unique? Gold Hill features a winery, tasting room, brewery, wedding venue, and an active and thriving vineyard. The proximity to the American River creates a temperate climate. It never gets too hot or too cold. There are multiple microclimates depending on the location or elevation of the vineyard. The decomposed granitic soil offers the perfect drainage for grapes. Gold Hill is located in the El Dorado AVA American Viticultural Area. All of Gold Hill wines are estate grown, and we use the same formula every year to make sure we produce a consistent product as much as possible.